Join us each Saturday for the Justice is Here podcast, an innovative, revolutionary podcast that speaks to justice for all party members across America. We'll speak to leadership, we'll speak to activists, and most of all, we want to hear your opinion. So if you're tired of the two-party system and how it doesn't work for you, tune into this podcast to learn how we can take back the justice that we deserve. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 28th episode of the Justice is Here podcast. I'm Tracy. I'll let my guest introduce herself here in a moment, but just a few clearinghouse items. First of all, a new disclaimer. You guys haven't heard me say this before, but the opinions expressed on this podcast are not that of the host or our guests. They are not the opinions of the Justice for All Party. They are simply our opinions about the Justice for All Party. We certainly invite you to make your comments, etc., etc. So first off, let's get right to it. Visit the Justice for All website at justiceforall.us, justiceforall.us, and one more time, justiceforall.us. Do not forget that the Justice for All Party has a convention coming up June the 10th, June the 11th, June the 12th in Columbus, Ohio. You can find out more information about it at jfaconvention.com, jfaconvention.com. One more time for good measure, jfaconvention.com. Hit that subscribe button, destroy it, obliterate it, do whatever you got to do, but make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000. So far, I'm at 382. That's a little bit further away, but I still want to get as many as I can before the year closes out. I've been on kind of like 1,000 goal for 3 years, and I have yet to get to it. But so please help me get to 1,000 by hitting that subscribe button. Subscribing is literally free, doesn't cost you anything. Also, if you feel so inclined, please make a donation to the Justice for All Party. Your donation helps us to meet our mission and our goal, freeing us from the two-party system at justiceforall.us/donate, justiceforall.us/donate, and one more time for good measure, justiceforall.us/donate. And finally, help us to get 75 likes, 45 shares. And Jessica, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am doing much better. I'm still surprised at how much I keep looking at myself like, girl, you got a lot of gray hair.
You just have gray hair. Like, that's not even like a lot of gray hair. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not. It's not just like
It's
a little
just gray hair.
bit. It's
Yeah.
just there. I'm just like, oh
It's just gray
my.
hair. It's beautiful. I love it. I've always loved gray hair. So I think it looks great.
I want a wig so bad.
What? There are people who would pay for a wig
No,
of
they
your
won't.
hair.
Who? Introduce me to that person. Introduce me to that person.
Why wouldn't somebody want your hair? It's beautiful.
I want to see what my hair looks like black. Just one time. No, and then I'll like it. I'm just looking at myself like, dang, girl, what happened? Y'all, we're going to get to the show. I used to have black hair. I literally used to have black hair. Then I turned 35. No, I had like a little bit of white here in the front at 27. Then I turned 35. Then I turned 40. Then 45 here.
All white.
Just all white. It's not even gray. It's just white. White. And it irks my nerves. Nobody out here paying for this. Nobody, oh yeah, just throw some white in my hair. No.
That is untrue. I've definitely had white extensions before.
I want to see pictures because I don't believe you. I literally don't
I'll have
believe
to dig
them.
them. I'll have to dig it up. I'll have to dig them up. Look in my archive.
And
I'll
then
dig them
what you do?
up.
Go right back
And
to
send
black.
them.
You was like, you know what? I done had enough of this
I just,
foolishness.
I'm just not a big fan of dyeing my hair. That's the only reason. It's not because of the white. Because I'm not a dye my hair person. That's it.
Well, we are not going to talk about why I hate my white hair. We are going to talk about justice for all, but I always like to take a step backwards with my first time guests um, and asking how um, did you first start? Well, let me backtrack this. You initially started off with the Dr. West, Dr. Abdullah campaign.
Yes.
Talk about that, and then talk about when you made the transition over to the Justice for All party.
Okay. So I have um, been a big fan of Dr. West's work for a very long time. And so when I found out that he was running, not only was I like, how do I get on this train? How do I get this candidate in office? But also, like, how do I help? And for me, that was the first time that I really felt a call or a pull to be more politically involved. Beyond like voting, every 2 years and in more like smaller local elections, beyond, kind of like my civic duty and being aware, I'd never really been politically active. And so when I started volunteering for the campaign, I got to know some of the people who are also volunteering, and I really liked the atmosphere. And so then I guess it's been 6 months or so now that I've been more active with with the national committee and really trying to do the work to build something sustainable and responsive and something lasting that Americans can look to when people ask them, what is the alternative outside of this two-party system? Like, what are we going to do? Like, these are our only options. We now have something to point to say, like, no, these are not your only options. Not only are there other options, but there are better options. And so, yeah, it's been a very interesting journey so far. Most of my volunteer work, all of my volunteer work, really, before this point has been more like on the ground. Like, there's a person in need. I have resources to help that person. I will help that person. And so it's been a very different experience and perspective for me to take this kind of more like broad, slower, long-term approach to solving problems on like a bigger scale.
That answer was so good because I would be like, well, what happened was one day I was just watching TV and Dr. West came on. Um, I always, and you're in North Carolina, of course. In Indiana, we didn't make the ballot. I don't want to get on ballot access because that's fine. Before, you guys don't know this, but before Jessica and I got on here, I was kind of giving her a heads up that some of you all that watch this show on a weekly basis know that I tend to go off on rants, and I told her the 3 things to stay away from. But now there's going to be a fourth one because ballot access is definitely my fourth one. I don't know. I don't know whether you did canvassing. Did you do any
No,
type of canvassing?
I
Okay,
didn't do
see,
any canvassing.
yeah, everybody's not made for canvassing. I'm gonna just say that right up front. Everybody, that's not what God gave me.
Mhm.
That's just not my. You know what? I had to learn, and I promise this is actually leading up to a question. I learned so much about people and their voting habits.
Mm.
I encountered so many people that fell into one of two categories. Either they were going to vote for the Demopubs, that's what I call them, the Uniparty, I call them the Demopubs, or they just weren't going to vote at all. Like third party was just like off the table.
Just like wasn't even a thought.
It just wasn't a thought. Did you all run into that in North Carolina, or is it just an Indiana thing?
That's definitely not just an Indiana thing. You know, thinking back, I remember when I had my first conversation with someone about like third party candidates, and it's just a lot of it is just like just like no knowledge of it whatsoever. And then I really thought about like, where would you learn about a third party? Like, it wouldn't be from Democrats. Like, it wouldn't be from Republicans. Like, these parties that are already in play would not be like, did you know there's a third option? And when it comes to debates, there are third party debates, but they're aired on at different times or on different channels or at the same time on like a lesser known channel, which I think might be a bit intentional to take away from their potential audience. And so just thinking about how third parties are suppressed in multiple ways, it's not really that surprising to me anymore when people don't know. But I did encourage some like close friends and family this past election cycle to vote third party. And really just like thinking about this sense of urgency, this false sense of urgency that tends to get kind of stirred up every 4 years to manufacture consent for the status quo. And really, instead of attacking Democrats or Republicans specifically, really attacking that like status quo and this like idea that if you vote for me, I'll keep this bad thing that you don't want to happen from happening. But we just keep getting that same promise like every 4 years. And a way to break out of that cycle is to vote third party. And, helping people understand and put trust in the fact that like it's not going to be just like one year we all vote third party and it's all going to change overnight. But as we gain more and more, I guess less and less censorship and less obstacles, and we gain more public support and public acknowledgement in the third party sphere, just generally, I think people will see the difference it could make if they did vote third party. And that's where the tide turns, is when people see like, oh, like, people voted for this third party candidate and it really made a dent in the policies that the other two candidates were even talking about. Like, there is like change is possible. And I think being a part of this, I've gone off on a tangent, but being kind of in this atmosphere, and a part of this and a member of this party has really kind of embedded that you have to just remind people with those little reminders and those little, noticing those little things that help them kind of reframe the two-party system and like there are only two options, bad or worse.
That is such an important point because VP Harris. Yes, I'm going to criticize her, and I'm black. Blah 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 to the trolls that are. She's on her book tour, and the things the Harris said at our Thursday meeting, our Indiana meeting, is she blamed everybody else but the most obvious canned person, which is that person she looks at in the. It was, well, people didn't want this. I'm like, no, you supported a genocide. You stopped the $15 minimum. That was you. Now, Trump is a liar, obviously. He never meant anything about stopping wars. As a matter of fact, he's just elevated them. But I wonder what role can, and I say alternative parties, but we can use your term third parties, play in saying, hey, Tracy just gonna go Tracy speak. They playing in your face. They're literally playing in your face. They're not. If you look at the two parties, yes. Now here comes. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I lied. If you look at how they, not what they say. Don't look at what they say, but what they do. How it is they vote. Mm-hmm. That's what you need to be looking at.
That's what you need to look at, and that's what I show people.
Yeah,
that's what I show people, because there are lots of websites that keep track of how senators and representatives generally vote, and you can just scroll through and look. Like, your favorite Democrats are voting for fascist policies. Like, let's be real, all the time.
And it's like, I know it's intentional. I know the media plays a big part in this, but I wish I were a better communicator. So I could just tell people, look at what they're doing. They're lying to you. They're literally lying to you, and you keep voting for them. It's not going. we can't expect different voting for these the way we're voting. We have
Yeah,
to
you
do
can't do
something
what
different.
you if you do what you always did, you get what you always got. But what
There
people
it
don't
is.
realize is that they're doing what they always did. People really think they're not doing the same thing. And what a strategy that's been really helpful for me is instead of just like pouring out all of this knowledge and information and like emotion that I feel and know about these, about these systems and these actors, is just like dropping just like a little bit of knowledge, just a little thing, one link, like one that's actually not true, and here's the proof, and leaving it at that. I think sometimes a lot of times when people are presented with information that is in direct objection to what they believe or what they think is true, they tend to shut down. And so giving someone just one morsel, one little thing is a lot easier for them to handle. Even if they don't want to handle it then, it's just one thing. And so if they want to come back to it later or read the link later or ask you a question about it later, it's just that one thing and it feels easier to tackle than this whole I've done the whole big, like, your world is crumbling around you and you need to wake up and figure it, you know what I'm saying? And figure something out. But that's too big for a lot of people, especially now,
Right.
our everyday lives are so bogged down with survival. And it's important to remember that people are really struggling with very real issues. And so sometimes it's hard to see the forest for the trees, but it's important that we take in both views. So
Yeah, and there's some of us, the person here, this person wearing a red shirt right here, um, that want to say they're doing this, and you're so right, and I'm gonna like clip that and put it in my head. Tell them one fact. Um, I was telling Paris after our meeting that I just discovered that our state, Indiana, gives $100 million to Israel. Um, and yet is cutting autism for children and wants to limit people for Medicaid for 3 years. But we're giving $100 million to Israel, not for war, mind you, because that's their whole thing, not for war, but you're
okay.
buying $100 million in bonds when you could literally, I don't know, since you've made it illegal to be homeless, you could like
Build a shelter.
build houses, not just a shelter, houses.
I mean, there are already, this is one of my fun, like, single facts to drop about the housing crisis and homelessness in general. But there are already enough homes for every single person living in the United
Absolutely.
States already right now. Um, yeah.
And
But on
it,
top of that, one of my favorite single drop facts to drop about Israel is that a lot of the a lot of the money that our government sends to Israel goes to provide the kind of life for the people living there that we also deserve here. They have free healthcare. They have a lot of access to mental health services. They have like they're living a quality of life that we don't even have provided by our government here, that our government is providing for those people. And it's tricky because I definitely don't want to say or make it seem like I'm saying that there are other people in other parts of the world that don't deserve, free healthcare and stable living. But I'm saying we also deserve that and we pay for that, but we're not receiving that. And that's where the problem is.
See,
Um,
yeah, I want to add this: charity begins at home and
mm,
spreads itself abroad.
mhm.
Yes, I quoted the Bible for anybody out there. Yes, I did, but that's you started local and then you expand. But I think that, and then I think what frustrated me um, was election day. I am gonna, and this will lead to a question. I promise. I don't know what I was smoking. I literally thought Dr. West was going to win. I mean, you was not
Mm.
about to tell me. I know everybody's like, really, but but
Was
I
I
mean,
making the face? I was trying not to make the face.
yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, I know. Everybody's did it to me. Trust me, you're not the first one. I mean, I literally because I was like reading polls where people said, we're tired of the two-party system. We're sick of Democrats. We're sick of Republicans. I'm like, okay, here's our shot. We got it. Oh, I woke up November the 5th. And I said, oh, not.
Disappointed.
I was just distraught. I was just like, not only did that destroy me, it was how how complicit our government and citizens are. I ran into so many Democrats and who one attacked me for voting for Dr. West, two saying I wasn't black because I refused to support word salad Kamala Harris, um, three because they think because you criticize Democrats that makes you Republican, and I'm like, no, I'm not a Republican either because here's the problems I have with Trump. So you just want the government destroyed? No, I want an actual democracy. You know, we don't have one now. Like, don't get it twisted, audience. We don't have a democracy now. We have an oligarchy. But what I kept running into was so many people like, well, that's all I have. And I would continually tell them, no, you have other
That's not
options.
true. Yeah.
And it was like in this ear and out the other. And I'm like, what is it that I'm saying wrong?
What's my question?
Yes, but the question is, did you deal with any? Did you deal with any? Did you deal with the vote blue? No matter who, Democrats, because the Republican Party, I just ignored them. They're MAGA to me now. They're gone. They never coming back. And well, the Democratic Party is going that way too, but they're gone. My opposition was always Democrats. How could I not vote for Harris? She's a black woman. You're a black woman. I was like, well, okay, because she has identified herself as black, so I'm gonna give her that courtesy. That's what she says she's identified as. Okay, I'll give it to her. But to tell me to vote for you just because you're black, nah, it don't work like that with me.
But that's what a lot of people did with Obama, though. A lot of
Yep,
people voted for President Obama because he was black, and although
they messed around and found out. We all did. We all messed
I
around.
don't think that some people I don't think that some people I don't think that there are lots of people who I think have not found out still, are
You know
still
that's true.
a
Because
bit
I said he was
disillusioned
the worst
about
president in
him.
my
He's
lifetime. You would have thought I said there's no God, he don't exist, he didn't do. I'm like, look, facts. Did he not bomb? Did he not bomb Syrians? Yes or
yes or
no?
no?
Did he not destroy? Did he not bail out the banks? Yes or no? Did he not take advantage of the supermajority that he had? Yes or no? Well, the Senate was against him because he's black. Now, I'm not going to say it, but I actually never heard him say he's black. So I'm going to just give it to him that I'm just going to say he's black. Just because you say you black, that does not mean you have my best. And I'm not obligated to vote for you just because.
As they say, all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Ain't that it? And as Dr. West says, high black faces in high places is why we got Trump now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like we don't expect, and I rarely say this because I rarely have a black guest on. So now I'm gonna just say it because you're here. It's like we expect less. It's like we just like, okay, they black, that's good enough. I said it, yes. I said what I said.
Ooh.
You know I'm right.
I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna counter that.
We're just like they're black, that's good enough for me. No, it's not good.
I'm gonna counter that. I'm gonna counter that with this. Okay, so when you think about the people who were most excited about voting for President Obama, so this was
2007.
15 years ago.
Yep, 15. Dang, we old. Yes.
Who was we? I'm still 25.
Girl, bye.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, so thinking back to who was like the most excited about voting for Barack Obama, and it was like our like mothers and aunts, it was women at the time it was black women who were at the time around like 40 plus, right?
Right.
And so those women grew up in the 70s and 80s. Some of them grew up in like the late 60s. late 60s, 70s, 80s. Oh, I guess if we're going, me and math aren't friends. So these women grew up in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, right? And the changes that they have seen, the progress that they have seen, and the changes that they felt in their everyday lives over those past, at that point, 30 years for many of them, it really felt like progress for a lot of people. And not just from like an identity standpoint, but for someone to kind of fight their way through the systems and the ranks that are like designed, intentionally designed to keep them from succeeding and like make it to the highest office in the land, for them like was really like, you remember oh my gosh, so many of the images, so many of like the religious images with Barack Obama like being like the vision that MLK saw
Yes.
on the mountaintop,
MLK ran so that Obama could walk.
yeah, that whole
Whoa,
thing,
that
like
suckers.
he was kind of, yeah, it was a big deal. He meant a lot more than just a president for a lot of people. Um, and he talked a really good game on top of all of that, and was, experienced in a lot of ways that he needed to be. So even for people who was like, well, I don't know, I'm not going to vote for him just because he's black, there were also like legitimate reasons to vote for him, right? Especially, coming off of Bush. And for me, this was the first presidential election that I was old enough to vote in. And so even for me,
Oh,
somebody who's not
and that
very
means you
like,
must be in your.
uh,
Because I'll tell how old I am. I'll be 52 in January.
okay, Capricorn.
Literally, God bless me with these years. I'm making count. I'm gonna be 53, 54, 55. We're gonna keep it going. But you must have been, if you were 18 in 2008, that
I
would
was a little
mean,
older than 18. I just
yeah.
missed the last
So you're
election.
about 10 years younger than me.
Yep,
Look at all these
almost.
children coming in here. But I see where you're going. I see where you're going. Because trust me, I voted for Obama twice. I did this twice. The second time, I was going to vote for Jill Stein. I had it in my mind. I was going to vote
Mhm.
for her. I was
And
going
then
to
what
do it.
happened?
I got in that booth and I said, Tracy, how many times you going to see a black president in your lifetime?
Ooh, the identity politics got
I
you in
went
the
with identity.
end.
I'm not above saying that's what I did,
Wow.
because that's what I did. I
I mean, if
literally,
it's the truth, it's the truth.
yeah, it's the truth. That's what I did. So that's why I think a lot of times us as black people, we just are like, well, they black, they're good enough, they must be good. No, that don't mean they good. Jim Clyburn, Exhibit A. Hakeem Jeffries, Exhibit B. Tim Scott, Exhibit C. I'm like, let me just go start naming people.
Yeah.
None of those people are good for black Americans. But guess what? None of them are going to have problems getting reelected. None of them.
You think so?
None of them. Guaranteed that Hakeem Jeffries gets reelected. I don't want him to get reelected.
But you
I
think he
don't.
will be?
He has to be. Who's running against him?
I don't really know much about. Can is it okay if I
Yes,
Google
ma'am. You
stuff?
sure can. Because,
Thanks.
like I said, I see where you're going, but I'm like, nah, we just take whatever is thrown at us and we go, okay, that's it. No, instead of going with somebody like Dr. West, who genuinely cares about Black Americans, who starts his agenda with the chocolate side of town, as he says, and that's where he starts at, knowing and understanding when Black people do well, everybody does well. That's what we need, right? But instead,
I
nope,
fully agree. Yeah.
we get, well, not this time. Well, reparations, let's do a study. That's my other tangent. Don't start me on reparations. Don't, don't. Because
Oh,
I got a lot of
reparations.
tangents. I need to stop that. I need to calm down.
I think that's what a podcast is for
Um,
tangents.
but yeah, I just think that's what we do. So we just, well, they're black, they're good enough for me. No, no.
I don't think that I still disagree. I don't think that that's it. I'm not saying that it's not the case for some people, because it is the case for some people, and along the same lines of doing the same thing with Democrats, right? Like, oh, it's, they're a Democrat, I'm a Democrat, that's who I'm going to vote for. It's that same, people haven't been taking part in the process up until it's time to vote.
Now
And
that's
so
a good
then
point. That's a good
it's
point.
kind of a cheat sheet, right? Like, who's on my team? That's who I'm voting for. And so I think getting people kind of politically involved before it comes time to go to the polls, at least in a sense of like knowing what your candidate, or the candidates for your party, or the candidates who are running for office in your town, city, whatever, like knowing what their platforms are, what their intentions are, and who is funding their campaign. Like, I think just having that basic information before you walk into the voting booth would change a lot of people's minds. And yeah, I think the two-party system thrives on ignorance, and it thrives on, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It thrives on just like this like vague kind of nebulous system where you're just like,
Well,
okay, well, Tuesday's voting day. I got half a day off of work. I'm gonna go stand in line. I'm gonna vote, and then I've done my thing.
yeah,
Um,
and that's where it starts.
right,
Voting is like the minimum thing you can do. And
right.
so we got some comments that we're gonna get in. And everybody put your
Oh, let's get
comments.
into some comments.
Yes, everybody put your comments in because that makes people want to watch this podcast. So we have Nelson, my cousin, my play cousin Nelson's in the
Cousin
house.
Nelson.
The majority of people in the country are brainwashed to believe they're the only two-party system, as they are forced to pick sides to keep them divided. Meanwhile, they are both bought out. Ain't the APAC? APAC is the worst political. One of these days, I'm just gonna rank the 10 worst political packs of all time, and they're gonna be like either number one or number two. Timothy's in the house. Rude by way MC. Like, share, comment, like, subscribe, share, comment. And Nelson came back with Obama fooled a lot of people who had hope and a dream. He turned out to be a hypocrite and a sellout. Wait a minute, Nelson, you didn't go off on Bernie Sanders. I'm so used to him going off on Bernie Sanders. I'm like, oh, he went off on Obama this time. So we wake up. I wake up. It's election day. Dr. West loses, and I had the following reaction when I heard Harris was losing. I bursted out laughing. First thing I did was laugh because
Mm.
I thought, ha, just what you get. And then simultaneously, I realized, oh, that means Trump won. And then what next? And so, as we move closer to the Justice for All party, the ultimate question for us is what's next? And so, sort of kind of start talking about what you all are doing, maybe in North Carolina, if you're doing anything. Are you meeting? Are you meeting up for ice cream, walking dogs? What is it that you all are doing to keep connected?
So I am not active in North Carolina, as a member of the national committee. I've been focusing on some more like nationwide efforts instead of just North Carolina. Um, I'm working with a few other people who are on the national committee to build some political education materials that we're hoping to kind of, get out there just to help people contextualize the reality that we live in, and embed in themselves the belief that better is possible, and that we don't have to wait for someone to come and save us, that we can save ourselves. And so that's really what I'm focused on. Again, like this kind of bigger picture situation is where my head is at.
So we can say Connor 2026, right?
You could, but it wouldn't do you no good. You can say it all you want. Uh, I don't know
Yeah,
what
that's
good
a
it would do you.
huge undertone. I'm like, not no, who really? Um, so I want to talk. Well, next question. First question. We 34 minutes in, and I'm like, well, the first
First question.
question is, um, because you're on the national committee, what whose idea was it for you to be on the national committee? How did you get on the national committee? And what
Oh.
committee do you act? What subcommittee do you serve on?
That's a lot of great questions. So Joel Balavin, am I saying his last name correctly? Do you know Joel
Girl, you
Balavin?
know I just call him Joe. I say, hey
That's
Jay,
what I
what's
always
up?
call him Joel.
I'm
I'm,
like,
I'm
hey
pretty sure I'm
Joe,
pronouncing it
what's
correct. I just really want to pronounce people's names correctly. So Joel, if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, I apologize. But Joel and I have been working together on the political education content that I was just talking to you, that I just mentioned with, of course, other people. And Joel asked me if I was interested in joining the national committee. I'm sure because I am opinionated and love to share that opinion. I'm also very solutions oriented and I really like to tackle problems collectively. And so I like to think that's why he suggested it to me and nominated me to join the party. And I recently joined, I actually don't remember which committee I joined because we haven't met yet. Um,
I can tell you what committee it's not.
is not the
It's not the convention committee. I
it's
can
not the
tell you that
convention
much
committee.
because I know everybody on the committee. I'm like, is this?
How is that coming, by the way? Like how are you
Oh, we're gonna
progressing?
have a big old announcement at the end of the show. We got our
Oh,
dates.
okay. Well then
We
let's
got
see.
our
Let's see.
dates. We got the website. So we are very,
At the
very
city.
yes, June 10th, 11th, 12th, Columbus, Ohio.
That's good.
And we are two hotels
Oh,
away from selecting our location.
that's great.
Yep.
Great, 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 great.
Yeah, I'm like, I can tell you what committee you not on.
Okay, so I am on the platform committee, which makes sense.
Oh, well, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, that makes
Nelson.
sense.
Wait a minute. Nelson.
Uh-oh. No,
You do not want me. Yes, I do. I
oh,
want you
Bernie.
to get started on Benedict. Please,
Oh,
please get
oh,
started on
Bernie.
stay on this case. Ooh, shut up, Tracy. Now you got me started. That's your category. That's your lane.
Bernie,
Um,
if you can hear me, girl, what, girl? What?
you said what girl? Bernie's a man.
Bernie's a
Well,
man. Bernie Sanders is a man. But this is a very specific question. You know what I'm saying? My
oh
very
yeah, yeah,
specific
yeah, yeah,
question
yeah. I
is,
got you. I
girl,
feel
what?
it.
Like, what? What?
Vote
And
Democrat. Boy, bye. It's just some people you just gotta say boy or girl, bye. Just bye. I mean, it's been this way with my nieces and nephews. Like, bye. Um,
yeah, it was another one of those another another one of those situations where, you put a lot of faith in somebody because they seem very different than the status quo, and then they pull this like, well, I have to make friends across the aisle if I'm going to get our if I'm going to get our message across, if I am going to advocate for us, and I need to reach across the aisle. But like, you went to school, you have studied, you have been in this political field for decades. You don't need me to tell you what the Overton window is. You understand how these things work. When you reach across the aisle towards fascism, you get pulled towards fascism. It's
yeah,
really not a complicated concept.
it's not
And
that
so
hard.
you know that at least better than your constituents do. And these are the people that you have been paid handsomely to represent. And so I think in that situation with Bernie Sanders specifically, I just like felt very betrayed, very, very betrayed. And I'm not
Listen,
even one of his constituents, but like, he really let people believe in him and let people believe that he was really going to be about something
I
different.
think a lot of us with the Justice for All party came out of that camp because his platform. Let me say this about his platform. His platform came from Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson originally ran off the same platform that Bernie Sanders had, minus he didn't put reparations in his. Jesse Jackson put it in his. So
Hmm.
it wasn't like he came up with this original plan. but there was just something about him. And here comes I'm going to tie this to Dr. West. So I don't know if you know this, Jessica. I used to have this show called Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Dr. Cornel West. Started the podcast 2 weeks after Dr. West announced his candidacy. And one of the things that I was always accused of, I don't know how they came up with this, I was always accused of idolizing Dr. West. And I'm like, well, I went off on a tangent. Yeah, that one, I think I went off a 5-minute tangent.
5 minutes, Tracy.
No, because first of all, let's make
still mad?
First of all, let's make this real clear.
You're still
Dr.
mad.
West cannot do what Jesus can do. Period. Period. I went on that thing. Then I set up I went the whole thing. I'm like, you know what? Go back to my vacation Bible school day. See, did what he did.
Not
Dr. West ain't did none of that. He did none of that. But I don't think any of us fall into that trap. We can say, like I always say, and do not hate me, but I am not, everybody who knows the show knows I am not for the legalization of marijuana. I'm not. I don't see it. I think it's a gateway drug. This is what I believe. I'm almost certain Dr. West believes opposite of what I believe. I'm not going to change my mind just because Dr. West believes something. And Dr. West isn't going to change his mind just because I believe something. How do we, because a lot of people are like, you idolize him. I'm like, no, he didn't die on Nan cross for Nan. See, let me bring it down. Let me bring it in.
Tracy.
But how do you, I'm like, no, you're doing the same thing. Democratic voters were willing to vote for genocide and just look to the side and say, nah, not important. But you're accusing.
And when you bring it up, they get mad about it still.
Oh, I said something on my Facebook page. I said, if you vote for Harris or Trump, you're voting for genocide. Girl, you would have literally thought I was saying bring back slavery.
You would have thought that you was killing the kids yourself.
Hey, that's the craziest. I'm like, no, when you vote for somebody.
Happening right now. Literally happening right now. We're watching people die under a Democratic president with our money. Like, we are paying taxes. Our Democratic president is sending our tax money in the form of bombs, and like military power to another country. And then that country is in turn killing civilians.
Starvation.
Withholding food, not just not feeding them, right? Like, they're actively stopping them from being fed by other people. Like the fact that the what's it called, World Central Kitchen, people who got murdered in Gaza last year, like the fact that wasn't the end. And like, these people are literally here to feed people who are being starved, and they were killed with our tax dollars. And nothing.
Well, see, I'm not gonna get on MMT because I've been on an MMT drive lately on my other podcast. We've been doing MMT, but not that this is not the time. But they were okay with this. And you would have thought, okay, Trump's in office now. Now they just gonna wake up and see. They'll change their mind. Nope.
No.
They sat by and said, yeah, you gotta vote Democrat in the midterms for what? So they can keep voting to starve children.
And on top of that, there are candidates in lower offices who are winning on like leftist and like far more progressive platforms. You know, like, it's not even like these are the only options that we could see. We can see examples of people preferring policies that benefit them. Like, yeah, just trying to convince me that these are the only options, this is the only way, that Democrats are saviors. Like, it just, the numbers aren't there. I'm not seeing the data.
No, it's not there. Because I made the mistake of watching the Democratic convention, because that's what I do. I don't got no life. I don't got no man. So I said, hey, figure, I'll just go ahead and watch. I'll just watch it. Okay, I don't
So
got
you're gonna
nothing.
torture yourself?
I'll just sit here and watch it. AOC, girl, if you don't sit yourself down somewhere, she's
Mm.
working aimlessly and tirelessly to negotiate. How long it take, nigga? How long does it take to say we ain't giving y'all no more money? It just
It
that
just took you 1 second to say it.
literally the whole sentence took me 3 seconds.
We ain't giving you no more money.
We're not giving you no more money. That's it. Netanyahu had already said we can do this ourselves. Okay, prove it. Okay. You said you don't need our money. Okay. Well, they'll just get it from somewhere else. Let them get it from somewhere else. They're
Then
not getting it from me.
let them try to get it from somewhere else then. Like that argument, those kinds of arguments, like, well, if I didn't do it, somebody else would have done it. Like, that's an excuse. I just generally, like, I hate it. I hate it.
Go
I hate
to
it so much.
tangent,
It's a cop
Sandra.
out.
Go
You
to
don't want to take
tangent.
any kind of responsibility. If we don't give them money, someone else will. Well, let them try.
And who's giving them money? Every country is mostly against them. Who? Who out here giving them money?
Now the tide is turning and the countries are actively trying to stop them. Where will we land? At war with those countries. Like people not putting it together. People not, if there are people against the country that we are for, then those people will then be against us.
Well, and
And
then
that number is growing quickly.
exactly. And I want to talk about the okay. See, Timothy, you gonna make me we go round and round this one. All good, Tracy. Water is a gateway drink. People always drink it before they try alcohol. See, I'm telling you what I believe.
Yeah, but
I'm
like
not.
belief is different from facts. And the facts are that of all of the gateway behaviors, the biggest gateway to hard drug use
It's nicotine.
is
I
is
always thought it was
no,
nicotine.
it's an unstable home for children in
Yeah,
their adolescent and teen
yeah, I
years.
know. Cause seeing me, people, I'm like, look, look, y'all do not know I am black and Baptist. That's how I was raised. It's in my mind. It's not going nowhere. It ain't went nowhere in 52 years. It's not gonna go. Now, do I believe that people should be in prison because of marijuana? Absolutely not. I say when you in your house, you smoke what you want to smoke, but once you step out in the public streets, oh, I got something to say. I got something to say. Now that's me. Everybody doesn't agree with me, and that's okay. I'm okay with people not agreeing with me. And I realize I have a view that a lot of people don't agree with. And that's perfectly fine. But Timothy, you know we're gonna go round, 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 round on this. I'm not gonna you know I don't budge. You know me. Like you know I don't budge. Period. Um, instead of voting blue no matter who, we need to vote socialize without Ain't that it? Vote socialize without compromise. And then next comment, paraphrasing at Nelson, no compromise, get socialized. Justice for hashtag justice for all party. But I want to talk about this strange movement that we're in and how the justice for all party, I believe, can fit to fill this gap that I see. I have never seen a time where Republican voters have gone against the people that they put in office. The town hall meetings that these Republican voters are having to call their people to the carpet is something I've never seen.
They are turned up.
Never. They are I mean, I almost want to laugh, but what they're saying, not that I agree with every little thing they're saying, but they're saying, in the wars, we need to put money here at home. We need to get Medicaid and da da da. I'm like, yes, yes to you, sir, ma'am. And a lot of that is happening on the Democratic side, where Democratic voters are really upset at the Democrats because they got this, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to write a strongly worded letter and that'll be enough. Like you have Republicans, Democrats mad at Democrats. What do you think that the Justice for All party needs to do to say, hey, over here, us?
I think I know we talk about this a lot, but we really need a strong social media presence. That is how people are going to know we are here. Aside from our digital presence, we also need a strong physical presence. Um, and in thinking about putting forth more candidates from the Justice for All Party whose policies and platform align with the party's platform, because there are already people out there who want different, but have been tricked into thinking the people they voted for will give them that. And right now, like you said, there are a lot of people on both sides of that, of the two-party system who see that what we're doing isn't working. And so helping people kind of draw the line, well, this isn't working, and I know what I want for myself and for my family and for my community. And these people are saying they can do it, and they're also talking about how it can be done. I think that's what's important. And I think that is what separates a lot of third party candidates and a lot of third party platforms from Democrats and Republicans, because they talk a big game about these big broad stroke things that they will make happen, and don't really talk a lot about the process of how those things are made to happen, where that money comes from, where the energy is directed from, right? And I think getting people to trust you as a political party, as a fresh political party, really, the focus really needs to be on transparency and communicating intent. Like, we know you want safer schools. This is how we plan on making schools safer. We know you want a better public education. This is how we plan on making public education better. This is what it will look like in 5 years. This is what it will look like in 10 years if we take this route. I think people want that and don't know that they can ask for that. And I think if we offer that to people, we really position ourselves as not just a reliable solution, but like an effective solution. That's what I think.
Another good answer. Because I would have said, looky here. See, I got that. I think that's my problem. I just got that plain, brute.
You gotta distill the passion, You
Yeah, I
gotta put
can't bring it down.
out. Yeah, you can't
I'm
let
just
it
a
rush.
whole child.
You gotta drizzle out. It's hard. It's
And
hard.
then I'll be like, and you can't see. And then,
It's hard because lives are at stake. It's
yes.
pressing.
I was
This is
like, look at,
important. Our
we
children are
have,
dying.
and you said, I don't, you said you're currently living in North Carolina or no?
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina.
I know you all probably, are you in Charlotte or Mecklenburg?
In that area, yeah.
Okay, you see tent cities.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
We have our governor that said, yeah, we're going to make it illegal for you to sleep outdoors. Okay, are you going to, I don't know, build something so they can live indoor? Oh no, they don't want it. Have you ever asked them? Have you
Ask them what they
ever
wanted.
tried? Punishing homeless people is the most disgusting thing. That starving children taking medicine, there's just like so many things, and I think that's what I get impassioned about, because I think what we all want in the Justice for All part is we want to make a difference, right? We want to, because if you look around, you have Harris calling Trump a communist, Trump calling Harris a communist. First of all, y'all don't even know the definition of communist.
She's been in politics for a very, very long time. How do you not know the difference between a communist
Girl, a
and a
dictionary.
fascist?
Go to dictionary.com and just type in communist. Now, don't ask me to spell it because I'm a bad speller. But you can look up the definition. Like they're saying the same things, and that's why I say it's important for people. And now I'm going to start thinking about tell people one thing. It's like, you realize that Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jasmine Crockett probably both voted to increase the military's budget.
And why would they need another $1 trillion?
For what?
For what?
It's like we have military bases around the world. For what reason? What reason? Well, they need us. No, they need to get their own military and do for themselves. And it's just like you said, there's so many things. I'm like, y'all got to see it. And it picks at me because I'm like, which is probably why I got a podcast so I can say so I can say that. But here's something I don't think I've ever talked to anybody about this. Non-voters.
Oh, is it a secret? Oh, what?
No. Non-voters, I'll tell you what I used to think about non-voters.
Non-voters.
Yes, and this is a question. I used to be super critical of non-voters. I mean, I was like, y'all make me sick. Y'all sit here, y'all let me vote. You don't got no right to say nothing about nothing. Until this last election, I realized, and I am not saying stay at home. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm about to say. I kind of understand why they stay at home. If you
I understand why a lot of people stay at home.
What do we do about that?
We give them a reason to get out. Give them candidates that they can believe in.
And I thought she was gonna say some more stuff. Cause see, I didn't want to.
I could say something else. I can add some stuff if you want me to. But I think that's at the.
Yeah, I mean that's a basic. No, you literally answered the question, but I was like, okay, she gonna say something else. But that's just Tracy being Tracy. But I think that's so hard because in the back of my mind, there was a point where I thought about running for office. It's not gonna happen, Timothy. Not gonna happen. And I really thought, I don't want to be like them. I think I can do more good on the outside than the inside. It takes a special person to run for office. It takes somebody like a Dr. West. Because the things that Dr. West went through, if they did half that stuff to me, I don't cuss, but I probably would have. Because I'm like, nah, this is just not fair.
And he's been in the public eye for a long time, and so knowing what to expect, as a rabble rouser, in a nation like ours at a time like this.
Wait a minute, hold on. We didn't told y'all this discussion is over. We didn't told y'all about 50,000 times.
Whoever's running, I'm voting.
But I just think. Because when people tell me why they don't vote, I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. Because you're literally, but it's because we can't get, and then the media plays a part in that too, right? You had, what was the lady? She ran for the Republican nomination. Oh, Nikki Haley. She was getting like 2% support, and she had a town hall on CNN. Did they give Dr. West a town hall on CNN? And when Dr. West was on CNN, what did he get? Why are you in the race? Why are you complicating things? Why are you running? Because he can? And I think
complicating things.
Yeah, it's like and I think that's what gets me in terms of reaching out and started even the Indiana chair. Oh, and say congratulations to me because I am now the chair of the Indiana Justice for All Party.
Congratulations.
We got a lot of work to do because we live in a very, 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 very conservative state, right? But I know at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that unite us. And that's why I do this podcast, because I want to start focusing on things that we all can agree on. Because we're going to have our disagreements, i.e. everybody disagreeing with me that marijuana is a gateway drug and everybody going to disagree with me. That's okay.
Science also disagrees with you. I just want to put that out there.
I don't pay attention to science.
Please. Please, now you can't run next year because somebody gonna pull that.
But because food could be a gateway drug. If you really thought about it, food could be a gateway drug. But I'm saying, we can agree on we need gas is too high, groceries is too high.
We agree on that.
Who can afford their rent slash mortgage payment? I just bought a house 2 years ago, and it's harder and harder and harder to make a payment. Hard. Interest rates haven't came down in at least 3 years. And now you're talking about adding tariffs, which is going to add more taxes to people and make goods higher cost. It's like, eh.
How much of Indiana farmers? Oh, that's corn. I was thinking about the tariffs and um mm, I was thinking about the tariffs in Indiana and soy. I don't know how much soy Indiana produces each year, but Indiana's gonna have a tough winter.
Yep, we always do.
It's going to be a tough winter for a lot of communities that depend on soy because they're not selling any soy. They're like the soybeans are just about to start just like sitting. And so it's going to be interesting this next like 6 months to watch people come to the realization in real life that we have, like you said, we have more in common than not. And the biggest thing that we have in common is that we are all poor.
Yeah, there's no middle class. The
Middle class is a
it's like,
fallacy.
no, it's rich, poor, and we in the poor.
If you have to work, you are poor.
Absolutely.
That's it. Come sit on the couch with us. It's not that bad. It's a dirty couch because we're poor, but it's fine. You know, it's dirty with love.
We'll flip the pillows over.
Listen, you know, beat them a little bit, get the dust out. That's fine. Come sit with us so we can move forward with a plan so that our children don't go hungry, so that we have our basic needs met.
Yes.
These things are all possible, you know?
They are very possible.
Very possible.
And I'm going to read Nelson's comment, and then I got one more question for you here. So Nelson says, what's more disappointing to me is that even Killer Mike and other famous people did not get behind Dr. West. You know why? Because Kamala paid him out, or Kamala. I don't even try to get her name right no more, because I feel like, you know what? You commit genocide, I ain't got to get your name right. Like I'm not gonna go between Kamala or Kamala. I don't care no more. You being disrespectful. No, she started it by representing genocide. You started, I finish it. Anyways, yes, Nelson, you are exactly right. Timothy, you wrong for this. RFK doesn't do science.
I didn't say it. I didn't.
Y'all know what I meant. Y'all know I was joking.
No, I'm just kidding. I knew you were joking.
Killer Mike took the RFK look. He did, because y'all remember if you want a good laugh, type in RFK Jr. standing on business. I'm not going to describe it to you. I'm not going to tell you.
Are you serious?
Just type and go to YouTube. Type RFK Jr. standing on business. Not business, business.
With a Z?
I think it's with a Z. He decided to get some rappers to record a rap song for him. Let me tell you how hard I laughed. Thank you, Dr. West, for not doing some foolishness like that, because at least Dr. West is Grammy nominated. You know, at least he got musical accomplishments. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say anything. That's my assignment to everybody. Just go to YouTube, type "Standing on Business" RFK Jr. I kid you not. Dude had a rap song written. He does like a little intro.
Faye.
Yes.
So he really brought some people out
from the 90s. I'm like, what? He ain't been hip since the 90s. And I'm 80s rap. So, you know, since I'm older than you, I'm 80s rap. So you already lost me. I'm like, well, who this?
Standing on business with the D.
Didn't even bother to spell it right. Didn't even say, you know what? Sure, I used to be an environmental lawyer, but I'm gonna appeal to the Black people. That's what I'm gonna do.
And you know, lots of people weren't letting Republican candidates license their songs to use in their campaign. So
But he
there
didn't
was
have to
also a
do
little bit
that.
of a push to get your own song. And he was like, I know what Black people like. They like rap. I'm going to get some rappers from 30
And
years
when you
ago.
listen to it, I want you to
I'm
email
not
me
listening
back.
to that.
Oh no, you
I'm going to
got
let you
to.
know right now.
Oh, you got to. Because now every
No, I
time
don't
we
want
meet, every
to.
time you come on the show, I'm like, look, I'm gonna play. See, I can't play it because YouTube don't like me like that. So they'll take. I already got 2 strikes. So if I get one more, the channel disappears, and I don't want the
Well,
channel
you
to
got
disappear.
the, yeah, you can
But
create your backup channel.
that's a good idea.
I'm full of good ideas.
I know, right? But you have to listen. First of all, it's going to make you laugh. I'm serious. If you just feel down in the dumps, you're like, yeah, this is just getting too much. RFK Jr. standing on
Standing
business.
on business. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
stand on business.
guarantee that and Phil Davidson will make you literally cry tears. Like literally be like, I can't take it no more. And then Timothy says China bought billions of dollars in South America soybeans
You sure
instead of
did.
America.
Sure did. I saw an interview with a farmer. He said that normally about 40% of his crop is bought by China, and typically they put in he used a more official term, but basically put in their order when the crop starts to mature right before it gets picked. And he said he had 0 orders.
And
0.
think about how that you already got Bill Gates buying up farms. And if you talk about an independently owned farm,
Now people will call me an alarmist, but I'm gonna say it because when you make a bunch of stuff illegal and slavery is already legal if you are imprisoned, and you just kicked out a bunch of people who were working on farms, and you just kicked out a bunch of farmers because they couldn't pay their mortgages or and their rentals for all their farm equipment. Most farmers, especially big farmers, are in a lot of debt. And so it's only
right?
going to take this one season for a lot of farmers to go under.
Yep.
Now these farms will be owned by millionaires, private equity firms, et cetera, and then they will be leased out to the government so that they can make money from that. And then the government will man these farms with all their free labor from the prisons, all these people that they just arrested and the people who have been arrested. And so there are people who will bring up like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't understand, like, why would you deport all these people, or why would you allow farmers to go broke? Like, but if you're not looking at the whole picture and not putting all the pieces together, of course it doesn't make sense. But when you think about all the little things that are going on and map them out, it's a plan. It's a plan to get free labor on basically free land that you're getting paid to own by the government. And it's just like, I don't know, for me, it feels very common sense. History repeats itself. We have the past to look to, but I have to remember that I'm not the first of all, Timothy, slavery never left. It's always been
Thank you.
here.
Could you say that one? Girl,
There's no
you ain't
slavery
even
back.
lying.
Slavery
Never
never
did
left.
leave.
Absolutely.
Never
Um,
left.
never left. But I forgot where I was going originally. But anyway, just put the pieces together.
And
Like,
and that's the thing, people, that I want to he said true that. But here's what I want people to know about the Justice for All Party, right? We see it because we're living it. We are not out here trying to get this party started because our feelings got hurt and da 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 da
right.
da 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 da. If I base things on feelings, heck, I wouldn't have did this show today. I just said, you know what? Oh well, let her go in here and talk by herself because I'm done.
Mm.
If I base things on feelings, I wouldn't go to work. If I base things off feelings, well, I'm on an insulin pump, so I can't say I wouldn't take my insulin. I'm always taking my insulin. But I could be like, you know what? I don't got it. And I always use my insulin pump because it makes the most sense to me.
Mm.
I could go back to injecting myself, but why should I when there's an easier option?
Mhm.
Justice for all is an easier option. It is way easier to be a part of something where you know people have the best plans for you in mind and your voice does not go unheard, right? And I implore everybody, no matter what state you live in, I was trying to find the email address. Send us an email because we want to connect. Let me find that again. We want to connect to you all. I'm gonna leave that up there for a long time because that's like a long email address.
A very long email address.
But you can always email me at Tracy TracyMcarson 74 because we need you. We can, we're going to fight. Period. I don't want to be like Tamar Braxton, but period, point blank, we're going to fight. We're not going to stop. This is, as Dr. West said, it's a moment and a movement. But we need your voice. We need your time. We need your resources.
Yes,
We need your, hey, did you ever think about, I don't know, the fact that seniors, that people have to divorce to get benefits? That shouldn't be. I never would have thought about that if somebody hadn't brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're that person. So yes, I'm about to quote Obama. I hate to do it, but he was right about this. You are the change you've been waiting for. It's you, not me, not Dr. West, not Dr. Abdullah. You are the change that you have been waiting for. And before I get through my announcement, you may go ahead.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh. I was just going to agree with you and kind of reiterate, like, we need those different perspectives. Everyone has a role, and there is no future without you. We need each other, and so working together is not easy, but it's what we're designed to do as humans. We need each other, and those different perspectives that people bring, those different experiences that people bring to the party, they enrich the party. People bring up things that I would never have thought of because it wasn't my experience, you know? And I bring up things that other people haven't thought of because it wasn't their experience. And so I think the really interesting thing and the really enjoyable thing about the Justice for All Party for me so far has, as far as participating, has been that there's an acceptance of these different ideals and even different ideas about what direction to take or what actions to take. I don't think you see that a lot in other political spaces. You see a lot of people like really like honing in, like, if you're not going to do it this way, then you need to find somewhere else. And that's not quite what we've got going on, which I really appreciate. There are a lot of different voices and they all get heard. So for better or for worse. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Nelson, I'll let you have the last, well, not the last word, I'll have the last word. But if Cornel West doesn't run in 2028, I'm hoping that Abdullah will. Also me. And we will have elections in 2028. I got to say this before I get to the convention news that I've been itching to share since the beginning of the show. We will have an election in 2028. Stop letting Trump sit there and say, I want to just stay. He's not going to stay. He's not staying. Listen to me. I got 2 teeth missing in the front, so I'm trying not to talk where you can see them. He is not going to stay. See, he has to leave office. See, there's this little thing called the military that he doesn't leave. They will escort him out. That is their job, and they will do it. But I just had to say that and get to the huge announcement. So Jessica asked, hey, what's going on with the convention committee?
Yeah,
so as you all know, the convention committee has been meeting tirelessly. And if you want to be a part of the Justice for All Convention Committee, please email us because we need all the hands we can get because this is about to become an all hands on deck situation. So we do have our website, jfaconvention.com, scheduled for June 10th, June 11th, June 12th in Columbus, Ohio. Yes, I wanted Vegas, and Vegas did not win, but that's okay. I will be going to Columbus, Ohio, which is 2 hours away. We are very, very close to choosing the hotel which we want, or the venue that we want um, the event to take place at. But the big announcement is this. Um, Next week, I will be announcing 2 fundraisers that we are going to have. Well, no, I'll announce the exact dates. One will be a game night, and that will be very important because if you subscribe to this channel, you should already see there's going to be a special Friday Justice is Here podcast. That will be the first fundraiser for the JFA convention. That will be November the 14th. That is a Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. I didn't announce it today, but I will start announcing it next week. We are going to have an 80s trivia night. The 80s were the greatest decade ever. So we will have an 80s trivia night, and the group will be getting an email from me and others asking to be contestants. So look out for that email if you're on the Justice for All committee. But that will be November the 14th. That is a Friday evening. We will still have our Saturday show. We will still have our Saturday show, and I'll probably be solo for that one. So get ready for my rants. But November the 14th, 2025, 8 o'clock p.m. And then January the 17th, 2026, 22 days after my birthday. I always had to think my birthday's the 4th. This event will be on the 26th. The 4th Saturday in January, we will be having a house party. And you all remember this because we did it last year for the Dr. Cornel West campaign where we said, hey, throw a house party, invite your friends. But this time you're doing it for the convention. So, and final, you should have gotten our newsletter. The convention committee has a newsletter. It's going to come out every month, and you'll get news about what we're doing. So we are just very happy we're planning it. Well, I keep calling it a convention. I know technically it's an assembly because conventions are for the presidential nomination. Assemblies are just to me. But regardless, just keep November the 14th on your calendars. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. And I'm going to try my best to get some 80s gears to wear. I don't know if I can find a neon something, but I'm going to try my best.
It's out there for you. I know it.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, and I'm going to try to do something with my hair. I don't know if I get one of those scrunchy things that we used to wear back in the day.
Yeah, get you a big scrunchie. Scrunchies are back. You should be able to find one.
Yep, get a neon scrunchie. But yeah, so we just super excited to get started, super excited to see people in person. I want to see people. If I do one more meeting on Zoom, I'm like, nah, y'all, come on. I want to see people. I want to see what they look like from the waist down, like the whole body, like the whole thing, like that's what you look like. Yes, head to toe. And that that was the big announcement. So I'll start announcing that next week. But I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that was going well. So Jessica, thank you. Do you have anything else you want to say? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Thank you so very much for being on the show. Everybody remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe, like, share, comment, subscribe. Finally, like, share, comment, subscribe.
RFK should have hit you up for his song.
Huh?
RFK should have hit you up for his song.
Should he though? Because I know how to repeat things enough. Yes, I could. Telling you, listen to it. You will.
I'm not listening to that song, Tracy.
Telling
I'm
you,
not doing it.
I don't even
I'm
have
not
your
doing it.
phone number. See, if I had your phone number, what I do is I call you, be like, listen.
And that's why I don't give out my phone number. See, this is the exact reason why.
But definitely do that. And tell 5 of your friends about this podcast.
I will.
This is, as far as I know, this is the only podcast I know that's dedicated to the Justice for All party. I don't know any other one.
I don't
I don't
either.
see them out there. Not trying to brag or nothing, but sometimes you got to
Trying to
pat yourself on the back
flex.
when you got to pat yourself on the back.
Exactly.
But tell 5 friends about this podcast. You got Facebook, throw it up there to be like, watch this.
I don't have
Um,
Facebook, but I'll put it on Instagram.
if Instagram works, Twitter works, even though Elon Musk is an idiot. Lord, forgive me, Lord. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry.
It
um,
came out so fast.
it just went. See, that's my other problem. It just right out my mouth. If it's in my brain, it's right out the mouth.
I'm familiar with that issue.
But definitely tell 5 of your friends. Definitely. The lady down the street that's got all the cats. The lady with the bad kids. The guy that plays golf too much. At this point, it's all hands on deck.
Facts.
That's what it is. And so we need to get the word about this podcast. Join me next week. I got another interview. No, it's Paris and Tim's week next week, and we're going to be talking about a very special subject that's near and dear to my heart, and that's Medicare for all.
All right. Yes. Let's get those people taken care of.
Yes. So tune in next week. I'll see you when I see you. I'm going to take us down. I'm going to play the outro. Have a great week. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everybody I said hi. Like, I'll say, wait.
Tell your mama and them I said hey now.
Yeah, tell your cousins and them I said hey. Mm-hmm. But I will definitely see you all next week. Have a great one. And remember to always walk in truth, justice, and love.